Well, we're all moved into our new home. I'm in my new office/study. Can you tell I'm a Reds fan? Finally got to get these babies out of their storage. I'm super excited about that. They were getting lonely in there. They're my babies. But we're all settled in here to our new home, and we're excited to be here in Florida. It's a work in progress, this office is, but this will be our eBay/my study for Bible study and for preparing sermons and lessons for the teenagers, youth pastor. That's my full-time job, and many of you have actually full-time jobs. And this is eBay is kind of your hobby/part-time job. But some of you are also trying to transition over to full-time or have transitioned over to doing eBay full-time. And I mean, hey, good for you. That's awesome. If you find something that you love doing and that becomes your career or your job, that's awesome. What more could you ask for? But I had a little bit extra time tonight after going to the gym, so I figured I'd put a little video together. When I first started selling, I'd watch countless videos on YouTube and read blog after blog after blog on reselling on eBay. I would get in the Facebook communities. I'm a part of a couple of them right now, thinking about starting my own Facebook community. I have enough subscribers now to where maybe that might be a successful thing. I wanted to be able to make my business more effective, more efficient, to get more success out of what I was putting into it. But when I first started, though, my wife and I, there's some things we had to learn the hard way. There are some things we wish we would have known. And some of those videos, yeah, they covered like 5 things I wish I knew when I first started. I've seen videos with similar titles to this one, but I never really heeded the warnings and really listened to, all I was concerned about was just making money, making money, making money. I didn't really want to hear anything besides the positivity of making the cash. Yes, you can make money. Yes, you can make it quickly, but it's not get rich quick. There's some things, like I said, I wish I would have known. I could totally give you more than 5, but this is what my wife and I decided are 5 things that we wish we would have known before starting to sell on eBay. The first thing, there will be slow, dead months. From about March or April until about September, you can pretty well count on it that things are going to drop off the cliff. And a lot of people jump off the bandwagon when that happens. Push through those months though. Patience pays off. You'll still actually make money. In July, for some random reason, I made bank. Push through the monotony of photographing and listing items. Push through the monotony of cleaning items, of packaging items, of shipping items, of taking items to the post office if that's what you have to do. Push through some of you are saying, well, this is fun. This is a blast. I enjoy doing it. Yeah, that was me when I first started too, but there are some times where you hit a wall. You'll hit a wall and you'll be like, I don't want to do this anymore, and it will become a chore. You've got to know ahead of time that when it does become that, you have to push through it. Every successful person, when they hit a wall, they keep going. And this is why we have so many turnover rates in employment, and people get fed up at a dead-end job and they get frustrated because of the monotony of the work. Well, eBay can be the same way. You got to push through it. Effective people learn to push through monotony, and really, when it comes down to it, let me just get real pointed here. You got to overcome laziness. That's what it is. So don't let it become a chore, and if it ever does become a chore, just push through that, and the sales, the cha-chings that you hear coming from your phone will be worth it. Number 2, do not buy everything that you think will sell, because it won't. If you're buying things that are your taste, like, oh, I think this is awesome, or as the girls say, I think this is really cute. Well, that's not gonna make you money. In fact, the uglier it is, a lot of times, the better it sells. You'll find quickly that if that's your approach, you're a hoarder instead of a seller. Don't buy things or brands that are overloaded on the eBay market as well. And what I mean by that, don't go out and just start overload. I made this mistake when we first started. I went out and bought a ton of Banana Republic, a ton of Express, a ton of Abercrombie and Fitch or Hollister, and I was paying actually sometimes a premium to get these things, and I was wondering, why in the world are these things sitting? These are high demand items. And yes, they are high demand items, but the market is overloaded with those things. So you are competing, even if you are a top rated seller, you're still competing with thousands of other sellers to try to get something that's been duplicated 1,000 times. The only chance that they're going to buy your item is if it's priced the lowest, and by that point you're not making a profit. Another brand is Polo Ralph Lauren that can do this, but Polo Ralph Lauren has enough diversity in its product that you can find a unique shirt or sweater or pair of pants that will be kind of a one-of-a-kind. If you're posting one-of-a-kind items, you can count on it having traffic to it and eventually selling. So I post a lot of Polo Ralph Lauren. For some reason, custom fit sells really well. That's more of a trim fit. It's like a slim fit almost. Custom fit shirts, custom fit shorts or pants. And listen, I'm talking about men's clothes here. This could be completely different with women's clothing. I haven't really dived, whatever you say, into women's clothing, but some of you may be thinking, wow, Banana Republic sells like crazy for me. Well, great. For us, not so much. I'm just giving you our experience. Find a balance. This is the best way to approach it. Don't go in and buy everything that you think will sell. Don't even go in and buy everything that based on your research sells. Go in and find a happy medium between style. Is it unique? Demand. Is it sought after? Price. Can I get a profit after fees and shipping? Or is Goodwill charging $700 for a pair of Walmart pants like they normally do? Can you tell I'm bitter? Or condition, and condition. So all those combined, style, demand, price, condition. Is it something that I would be happy receiving from an eBay seller myself if it arrives in the condition in which I'm buying it? Understand you can clean things up. Understand you can mend things. I've had my wife sew buttons onto things. A Burberry shirt, yeah. I mean, sew a button on that puppy. Number 3, budget your spending from week to week. Don't go into a thrift store with a open credit line of $1,000 and say, well, let's just fill the cart up. Be really careful about spending a lot of money at one place. I used to go into a thrift store and spend an hour and a half, 2 hours easily. And I used to fill up a cart and spend $150. I can still go in and do that and be satisfied with what I've purchased, but a lot of times what you're filling your cart with is a bunch of nonsense. It's just gonna sit in your inventory for 10 to 12 months. I actually have a box of shoes that have been sitting in my eBay store for a year and a half. And so I boxed all those up. I'm gonna take them back to the thrift store. Hey, you live and learn. So budget from week to week what you're gonna spend. Also factor in supplies like tape. Factor in supplies like printing ink if that's what you use. We just switched over to a thermal printer. Hallelujah. I wish I would have done it earlier. So budget those things. Plan. Number 4, a thing I wish I would have known. Auctions sell quicker than fixed price listings, but for less. And fixed price listings sell for more if you're patient. Usually my rule of thumb is if I'm gonna price it over $30 or $40, I'm going to put it as fixed price and be patient because I have such a volume. Now some of you out there might have 1,000 items. I'll talk about that in a minute, but if you have 1,000 items, I mean, do auctions all day long, that's fine. You get a quick turnover, it depends on what profit margins you want and what you can deal with. But you gotta be patient if you're gonna do fixed price listings. You're not gonna post something on there every time. Now I've had a couple items where I've listed it and within an hour, cha-ching, it's sold. And then I start asking myself the question, could I have charged more? Be patient with the fixed price listings. Auctions sell quickly, not always. I usually try to get those to end on Sunday, and if they end on Sunday, they have a better chance of selling. But a lot of times I'm getting way less than I originally anticipated, and usually I don't move things over to auction unless they've sat for like 6 months. Then I do a fire sale. Then number 5, finally, open an eBay store. If you have enough items, open an eBay store. Now for those of you who have only like 20 items, don't open an eBay store. If you are getting up to about, I want to say 150 items or so, I think that's the recommendation. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, very kindly. You want to open an eBay store. Top rated seller status is another thing that you want to aim for. That's very important. You get 20% off your final value fees if you're a top rated seller. If you're in the silver, I think it's silver, might be bronze. I have to double check. Here I am trying to be an expert on eBay and I don't even know my stuff. You get good savings if you have an eBay store. Trust me. I've had an eBay store since really the inception. I had maybe a month and a half where I didn't have an eBay store, and I crunched the numbers, did the math, I challenge you to do the same thing. If you don't know what you're spending and what you're making, why are you doing this? Especially when it comes to tax season. Your hands are going to be tied. You're going to be in big trouble with the government. You need to know what you're spending, what you're making, and you need to be able to make an assessment as to what store would be best for you. Now, they come in 3 different tiers. You have basic, you have premium, and then you have anchor. None of you will probably do anchor because you need about 10,000 listings per month to do anchor. But the basic store is $19.95 a month. That's if you subscribe and commit to an annual payment. 250 free auction listings and 250 free fixed price listings. So that's per month, and it recycles. And then you get discounted fees on top of that. You get discounted shipping on top of that. And then if you want to go up to a premium store, it's suggested that you have to be listing about 1,000 items per month. Now, I was doing that for a while, and I was up to a premium store. Now I'm back down to a basic. I may go back up to a premium, just going to be dependent on how much inventory I can get up on the store. Since I've moved to Florida, my schedule's been way different. So I'm kind of trying to get a feel for what kind of extra time I'll have to do this, because my ministry job, my pastoral job is my number one priority. But $59.95 a month with a year commitment. It's $74.95 a month without the yearly commitment. But if you're going to go premium, you might as well do the year commitment. If you're listing more than 1,000 items per month, choose that option. But most of my subscribers here would be falling into the basic store category. And then if you're just interested, the anchor store costs $299.95 per month. Nope. Well, those are the 5 of the things I should say that I wish I would have known before or at the beginning of selling on eBay. So I hope this has been a help to you. One last thing, let me just say, wow, I never expected to have 1,000 subscribers. If you would have told me when I first started this channel, I think I've told you this before on here, that I just started this channel to help out a few friends of mine, because I was getting so many emails from people on Facebook, and they were like, hey, does this sell? Hey, does this sell? Hey, does this sell? And I was like, ugh. So I just started putting videos on YouTube and gave it a catching title or whatever, and subscribers just started piling in. And so thank you so much for clicking that subscribe button. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and do it. What's it gonna hurt, right? I just hope that the knowledge that God's given me in my time selling on eBay has been some help to you guys. As always, if you have any questions, drop those in the comments section below, and I will try my best to answer those. And I think we're getting enough of a community here on YouTube in the subscriber section to where even subscribers who have been selling for a while can start answering some of those questions. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope God blesses you and your eBay business.